Okay, we are going to try this again. Welcome, welcome everyone. If you're watching and you're here live, be sure to say hello, hello. If you're watching the replay, then be sure to type in hashtag replay. We'll see how things are going to go tonight. Not looking too good. Trying to log on here on my iPad. So happy 9/19/19, everyone. How about those numbers? I'm here to share with you tonight some ways to cut up your designer series paper and utilize it. How many of us are hoarding that paper? I know I am guilty of that. And it's time to stop the hoarding. Hello, Marlene. I know you're going to tell me I'm sideways again. I just can't get this right today. I don't know. This is the second time I'm giving it a shot. So we're just going to have to work with it. See what all happens. Let me try something here. You have a stack too? I don't want that. I'm sideways. I know. I know. Trying to fix that. We'll fix that. Might want to close your eyes until I do. I keep watching all these different videos. I keep trying to make sure everything I'm doing is correct, but for some reason it just isn't working for me. I don't know if it's my phone, if there's something going on with my phone, but we'll work with it. I'm good now. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to do it this way then. That's no bones about that, right? So anyway, happy 9/19/19. How about those numbers? If you're superstitious with all those nines. I got myself a cup of hot apple cider. I'm hoping I don't have any issues with coughing in my voice. This weather is doing a number on my sinuses. So I do have that to take a sip, and I hope you brought along a cup of your favorite, whatever it is you like to drink. Hi, Lisa. All right, let me just check. What did I miss while I was... You have a stack in your room. Okay, you're getting better about trying to use it up. Great, Lisa. Well, maybe this will inspire you. So, let's see. Okay, we're 7 o'clock, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join me today. Again, we're working with the Facebook gods, so we're going to work against them, and I'm not giving up on this. One of these days, I'm going to log on, and everything's going to be perfect, but life's not perfect. So, I want to focus on tonight is your designer series paper. We all love it. We all hoard it. I have like a stack, like probably like this, of retired paper. I loved it so much, I didn't want to cut it. So what happens if you don't cut it? If you don't cut it, you're not going to use it, right? So I follow an Australian demonstrator. Her name is Kylie Batucci, and I highly recommend going and following her. She started a hashtag, and she does it, hashtag love it, chop it. And I thought, what a great concept, because otherwise, you know, paper retires, it gets thrown in the closet. It's beautiful paper, but if we cut it, we're going to use it. And you know what? If you use it, you can get more. You know, check out the clearance rack. You know, there's always fun things on there. So, who remembers this paper? This was paper that came out during Celebration, and I actually found a whole pack that I didn't even open. So how about that? This is Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper. This is beautiful, beautiful paper. That light gets really hot, but I want to move it so you can see. beautiful paper. And I love our papers because they're double-sided. So if you're not a butterfly fan, look at that. You have a stripe on the background. And they're all double-sided unless they're a specialty type paper. And that will indicate that in the catalog. Now, another thing you may not notice is on the back, there's a piece of cardboard, sometimes a heavy weight paper. On here, it tells you exactly what the colors are that were used in this paper. So it takes the guesswork out of getting prep work together. Now, I did notice this year's catalog, they are not offering the cardstock packs, and I'm kind of upset about that because I really used them before in the past. And I would get a pack of the designer series paper, and then I would go ahead and get a pack of the matching cardstock. And then all you need is some basic, Whisper White, and you're good to go. So I want to share with you how to cut this paper, and then a great way to store it, because 12 by 12 paper is very difficult to store, I find anyhow. So there's a few different ways. Of course, there's many ways that you can cut your paper, but the best way to utilize it, sorry, again, my throat, I apologize. If you're a card maker, now if you're into scrapbooking, you may want to keep, because every pack comes with at least 2 sheets, sometimes more. Keep one and cut one. You can do that. If you're into scrapbooking and you're going to use your paper for that, or you're going to make 3D items or things like that, you might not want to cut it all. But I do all that, but I make cards. Majority of the stuff I do is cards. So our card bases are 5.5 by 4.25. Or switch that around. That's your basic card size. So when you're doing designer series paper, you're layering that. So the best way to utilize a piece of 12 by 12 paper is to cut it into 4 by 5.5. So you can do that 2 ways. The easiest way you can do it is just put it in your paper cutter. And again, I'm using the retired paper cutter from Stampin' Up. You can use whatever paper trimmer you have. Putting it at 4, and I'm cutting it. Good news is that Stampin' Up is coming out with a brand new paper trimmer. And if you're a demonstrator, you will be able to get that before the end of the year. And it has a great price to it as well. But if you have a cutter that you're used to using, then that's great, use it. Okay, so I cut these all into 4. Okay, so then what I want to do is I'm going to take these, and I'm going to, and I know it's not all going to fit in the camera because of Facebook, but I'm going to blame them. You want to cut this at 5.25. Okay, so then you'll cut that one 5.25 and cut that one 5.25. So then what you'll be left with is 2 of these and a small strip like this. Okay, so put those aside. Now, I like to cheat. I'm putting them together, and I'm going to cut them all at once. It looks like I'm a little bit off there, but that's okay. We'll fix that later. So I'm putting the 2 of them together. And another rule of thumb is when you're cutting with a paper trimmer like this, always put your blade down at the bottom. Try not to start up here at the top, because what's going to happen is you're going to get that crinkled. And you could end up with, zhushing up your whole piece of paper there. Okay, so there we go. Let's put this aside and out of the way. So as you're joining in, be sure to say hello. Let us know that you're here. Okay, so once we cut that up, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, and then we end up with 3 of these pieces, small pieces left. So these are like ready to get yourself some cardstock. You can go by whatever the numbers and the colors are on your paper and get these ready to create some really fun cards. Now, there is a website. Well, let me go back first. I also found through Kylie Bertucci that one of the demonstrators over in the UK was making papers to put into our wood case to let you know what the packs of paper are. I'll show you because it's kind of easier to show you than to talk about it. But Stampin' Up sells, these are the wood cases Okay, and you might not, I don't think they're in the catalog right now, but you get, I think there's, is there 4 or 6? I can't remember. I can't remember right now, but the item number is 127551, and I believe they're still available. I don't know how much longer they're going to be available, but these are the cases that we keep our wood mount stamps in, and being we don't have them anymore, we don't know. But there's a demonstrator that, here's her website, that you're definitely going to want to write this down, and I hope this is bright enough for you. Is it bright enough? Let me know. It's salterfenpapercrafts.com. Hey Betty, how are you? Sorry if I missed you because I'm kind of focusing down here, not over there. So Salter, SALTERFEN, papercrafts.com. What she has on her website, and be sure to look around, she has some great things on there, are actually papers that you can print. Now you can print them in color, but my color ran out, so I'm black and white. And you just, let me take these out. You use our wood cases, and you would just trim this out. This is the botanical butterfly paper. This fits perfectly. Here's the item number 2. Here on the spine of here, it tells you all the colors that are used in the paper. And you just trim that out, and again, it will be color if you have printer that has ink in it to do color, which mine ran out and I just didn't, but it's okay, it's all right. And that slips right in there. Then all of these papers that we cut, plus here is even more. This is one whole pack of paper. Let me organize this a little bit better. One whole pack of paper, plus there's cards that I made. Look at how many pieces that these are all cut and ready to make cards from. Now what I did with mine is I took one sheet and put it with if it has a design on it, put the design up and down, and the other one I cut it so that it was sideways, so I could have cards. Probably not going to be able to find one when I want one. I have cards that, can go this way and this way, but I found that was very easy to do. But look at all the cards that, you're just ready to create with. And then you have all these little pieces too that you also can use in creating some fun cards. And you can use these on the inside of your card. You can use these for layering. You can do different things. Now, if you did not, here's the rest of them. If you did not want to cut your paper that way, instead of doing 4, 4, 4, you can do 5 1/4, 5 1/4, and then cut it the other way. And then you'll have long strips instead of these short strips. I mean, totally up to you. Give it a try. See what way you like it best. And, go ahead to her website. I was just on there, and she has all the current ones on there, and she has a note on there and says if there's a certain pack of designer series paper that she doesn't have listed on there to make a box cover for, she'll whip one up for you and post it on there. But isn't this a great idea? I mean, this comparison to this 12 by 12 pack, which they're going to get crinkled and wrinkled, and where do you put them, and you can't see them, and you don't even know what you have. I mean, I'm guilty. I admit I'm guilty of that. By putting them into these wood cases and stock up on these, because we don't know how much longer that they're going to be around, to put this on a shelf, I mean, they fit right with your stamp sets because it's the same exact size as our current stamp sets, except it's just a little wider. But look at how nice that will be once you put that on your shelf or however you store your stamps and things. So what do you think? Do you like that idea? Let me see if you're still here. Is anybody still here? Let me know if you're still here. Or did you already leave me? Let me get another sip of my cider. Hold on. Okay. So I have some cards to share with you, and I thought maybe we can create a few together. Now, if you're interested in placing any orders, my website. Don't do the www. For some reason, since they revamped the demonstrator web pages, you might even just get away with stampinsucreates.stampinup.net. I have a current host code, so if you place an order, be sure to use the host code. Now, if the order you place is $50 or more, you'll receive a free embellishment from me along with a hand stamped thank you card, which will go out next month. So, and I use the host rewards in order to get, you the free embellishments. I'm not made out of money, and that's a way that I can give back to you without it costing me, an arm and a leg. It's just kind of throwing in what I earn back to you, a way of saying thank you. So anyhow, let's check out some of the cards that I created ahead of time using that paper. And these took me barely any time. So let's take a look at them. And I mean, they are super simple. It's just cardstock that I have a whole box of them that's already pre-cut, scraps left from other cards and whatnot. And I just pulled them out and used coordinating colors. And some of the extra dies that I have, because whenever I'm making dies, I don't just make one. If you're like me, you punch out a bunch of them, you cut out a bunch with your die cut machine, whatever. So this one is really cool because the whole background piece, right? And then those little strips that I had, I took a piece of the Whisper White. This is a whole piece here that's cut out of the rectangles. And I layered another piece, that little strip, I layered right on top of there. Now it's totally different butterfly underneath, but you'll never know that. And it actually looks like I layered two different pieces, but I just did layering on top. And because this was the butterfly paper, I focused on the Butterfly Gala stamp set, which coordinated with it. All these cards, I used the triple banner punch. I also used the butterfly punch. And I used Memento black ink. And I'll just show you. Here's a scrap of a lot of these little ovals I had cut and circles I had cut. Pulled out some of the colors from my stash. And that's how I start creating. So let's take a look at some of the other ones. If you have any questions on them, just give me a holler. But let me know that you're still there. Okay, so that was that one. Here's another one. Look at how simple. Just that background piece. This is just your plain Whisper White. This is the ultra thick Whisper White, because when I'm doing cards like this, I like to give them a little bit of bulkiness to them. So I like to use the ultra thick one. And again, here's that little tag, a little scrap of white, and the butterfly. And they all have Wink of Stella, but it may not show up on the camera. Use some dimensionals to put my little butterfly. And look how cute and simple that is. I mean, this is super simple stamping. Really it is. Hardly any. Here's another one. That's the designer series paper. I mean, you just put that on there. Nice little tag on there. Thank you so much. Now here's another one. I use the designer series paper and the butterfly punch. And I punched these out from the paper. Did a little bit of layering with the two different pieces of designer, actually 3 pieces of designer series paper. These little butterflies, I just glued them on top of these. And one of the little mini butterflies. And look at how cute that is. I think super cute. This one's probably my favorite because I love the color cardstock. But just your basic black and white, a little bit of pop color with your butterfly. And this was punched out from the paper too. Not these, but the next card. One of the papers has printed all these butterflies. This was actually this one right here that was just punched out with the punch to create this fun one. And look at inside, a little piece of the strip inside there, a little note. Super simple. And here's another one. The inside I decorated with just scraps because, you know, we like to use everything. We don't like to throw anything away. And just a little bit of layering with the circle, and again that butterfly. I mean, this paper is so beautiful, even if you know, didn't do anything to your card, but just put it on the front with the saying, it's perfect. Again, incorporating 2 different pieces of the DSP and putting a piece on the inside. Super simple, right? So that how quickly I put together all these cards. And what you can do is you can basically, did I have one with nothing on it? What you basically can do, say this didn't have the saying on here, make up the cards, and then when you need one, then use a saying on it, you know, because you might not, you know, maybe you didn't need one, a little note. So if you don't stamp anything on it, if you just leave it blank, and when you're in need of something, then you can go ahead and do that. So I thought we could make a few cards together. So here's my little stash that I've been kind of hoarding. Not really. So let's just see what we have here. Let's start. The hardest part is getting started because you don't know what color to use. How about a little bit, where did I do with my, little bit of the Balmy Blue cardstock. Now I'm not going to be real long tonight, so if you have, you know, some things to do, I won't be keeping you too long. I know it's Thursday night, and they used to say that Thursday is the new Friday. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me none, right? Okay, so here we have some of the ovals. Let me get something to put down. And I think, Betty, you asked me what this thing was that I'm using here. This is actually a silicone piece of, well, it's a piece of silicone, and it basically is made the size so that it kind of shows you, you know, where you are when you're doing lives and things like that. You can use it for mixed media. You can use these little wells to mix in watercolors and things like that. You can do a lot of fun things with this. Now, unfortunately, I did notice that it will stain, and it's silicone, so it will pick up every piece of cat hair that is imaginable to mankind. Just because I know, right? Okay, so, all right. So let's open up our butterfly pieces here. Okay, let's see, what should we use? What did I not use? I used a lot of them. Maybe we should go with, and here's basically how you would put a card together. So you would pull out your piece and look at how that is perfectly sized to fit your card. So I don't think I like that. Let's go with, we can go with the basic polka dot, right? You can't go wrong with polka dots. And if you noticed, none of the cards I created with used any ribbons. No ribbons, no embellishments. If you wanted to go further with it, you certainly could. You can take it as far as you want. Have to get a walk in, so catch the rest later. Nice tip on the case for paper. Oh, thanks. Enjoy your walk. It's getting dark here, but all the birds, all the bugs are doing their little noises out there, and it's getting dark, and I'm not really happy about that anymore. Not happy about that. And did I miss another comment? Where did I get the silicone? I ordered it through scrapbook.com. If you go to their website, you can find it on there. And I believe they call it like a mixed media mat. I don't have the container that it came in, but it came in a huge container like this. And actually, the plastic container, it is recyclable, but you can use that. It's great for the kids to create on, because you could just wipe it or run it under the sink if they get anything dirty. So you can find it on there. I huge online shopper. Huge. If I can get away with not having to go to the store to buy anything, I'm all for that. Because what happens when I go to the store to buy something? Who walks in and just buys one thing, right? Who can relate? I hear ya. Okay, so let's take one of these little strips. And let's just see. I think that looks good. I don't know how it'll look with this. So let's see. Let's do good things in life are better with you. But I will go through the comments after I post this. And if I missed anybody's, comment or anything they had to say, I'll be sure to go back and answer that for you. Okay. All right. We're going to use Memento Black. Love Memento Black. Actually, I just ordered another one. I don't know why. Just, there's nothing better than a new ink pad. The other thing, using the silicone mat underneath, when you're using the photopolymer stamps, they don't have that cushion that's required like you do with our cling stamps. So this will help you to get a better impression. Okay, let me see here. And I'm a little bit away, and always hold it down for just, a second or two. But look at the nice impression, because you have that silicone mat underneath. That's helping to protect and to give you that little bit of cushion that you need. All right. So let's go ahead, and this bracelet is making lots of clingings, and I'm sorry for that. So good things in life are better with you. I didn't pull my dimensionals, but you can use dimensionals. They're always a great thing to throw in. And again, I'm just working off the top of my head here. So let's see what we can do. Move this out of the way a little bit. That's why I like if I can get my camera to actually go long ways. I'll have more room to share with you. I'm gonna just put this in the paper trimmer and do a little snip snip. Now those little pieces I'm snipping off, if you feel that you need to save those, you can. Just put them right here in your box. Okay. And let's see, we could do a little bit here. I like the snail adhesive. I am a fan also of the mono adhesive, but sometimes I just get sticky fingers, and that is not good for me. All right, let's see. Let me grab some dimensionals. And I always like to use dimensionals. I have a little bit different setup here. Over the weekend, I did a little bit of cleaning in my room here. Move things all around. I don't know if you're like me, if you do things like that, but I like to move things around. This is kind of like the winter seating, where I have the window to my right and a window to my back and a plain wall in front of me. And whole length, the room is very small, but whole length of the room, I have 2 desks. So the desk I'm working on right now is normally my sewing desk, but I have to be close by this way because, well, the house is old. Let's just say that. House is old, and we don't have electrical outlets everywhere. So the outlets are over here, so I got to go where the outlets are. Who can relate with that? All right, so let's see. Let's do a butterfly. Let me see what color I want. All right, this one will be good. And again, I'm just cutting up this paper, but I would go ahead and punch out all of these butterflies. And I'm just going to trim out around, and I'm going to show you another helpful tip if you don't know this already. Okay. And again, Post-it notes right here. So I'm going to take a Post-it note. Those little thin ones, this comes in handy with them too, because I want to punch out this butterfly, but there's no way I'm going to get it in my punch, right? So I'm going to stick this to here. Actually, I should probably do it this way. I'm just going to slide this into my punch. Come on, get in there. Let me try it the other way. Have a little curve in the top there. All right, there we go. And look through the window and use this as a little handle. Punch that out. And we have our little Post-it note stuck to the top. So go ahead and peel that off. Okay, so here's our little butterfly. Okay, we're going to use little sniplet here to stick on our butterfly. And put that there. And look at that. Look how cute that is. I mean, this really took hardly anything. Now that little strip I had that I cut, because we're not going to waste anything, and decide, oh, I like the black one. And this is where the silicone mat would come in handy instead of using it on my grid paper. We can take this and put this on the inside. Alright, and as simple as that. And there you go. And I got ink all over it. Live TV. But anyhow, there's a cute card. Let's do something else. Let's take, that's why I should have the lid on my ink pad when I'm working. Let's take a piece of Calypso Coral. And this piece is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to fold this at half at 5 1/2 using my bone folder. Okay. All right, so let's see. This is like the hardest part, is trying to decide. Oh, I think that looks pretty. What do you think? Okay, let's do this. And let me grab my paper trimmer. We're going to take this other piece. We can cut it at 3. Because see, now that we cut it, we're going to be like really wanting to cut everything, right? So I'm not sure if I want to use this piece or this piece. I could do it here. Okay. Let's do that. You guys aren't answering and telling me which way to do this, so I want to make sure that I'm, you know, making something that you think you would like. And this card looks like it's a little bit bigger. Hold on. Looks like it's a little bit wider than 4 1/4. A smidgen. Sometimes that little smidgen makes a difference. Okay, let's bring that back in. There we go. That's better. Okay, we have that. And let's go with this. And again, you know, there's no ribbons here, no embellishments. Unless you choose to do an embellishment, you can. And let's see what I have here in my stash of pre-cut things. Some little circles, but nope, it needs a pop. It needs a pop of color. So let's go back into these ovals that I have cut already. Okay. That's the same size. Need a smaller one. I also use those wood mount cases for all these little pieces that I cut, and I have them all labeled. I have a labeler that I use, and I have them all labeled, you know, with dimensionals, embellishments, this and that kind of thing. So, just trying to see. How about a hello, beautiful? Hello, beautiful. And I have everything all labeled, and it just makes it so much more organized by doing things like that. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it first before I go ahead and mount that. Looks like I need a little more. Okay, let's see. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Alrighty. And we'll put this on here. Now, if you're not into mounting with the dimensionals, you certainly do not have to. What do I do with that little strip? Let's use another strip. So does everybody have any plans for the weekend? Nope, don't like that. Anything big happening? I have my bingo on Sunday. I'm really excited about that. I was putting all the goodie bags together last night, which was fun. Oh, you know what? I think I may like that. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. It's sold out. It sold out quickly this year, which is good. And we're focusing on the holiday catalog. And I think everybody's going to love the project. So we're going to be playing a couple games of bingo. And everybody gets a goodie bag. Hello, bingo. Hi, Michelle. Are you back indoors? You were saying it was so cold out. I don't think so. I'm sitting right here in the window. Everybody in Wilkes-Barre's hearing me. So it's going to be fun. We're going to play games. We're going to stamp some snacks. Everybody gets a goodie bag. I think they are going to love their goodie bags this year. Not that they don't love them every year. Okay, let's see. Well, do I want to add any more to that? What do you think? I could. Looking for a scrap of something. I could stamp the butterfly. Although one of these I think is kind of like a moth. Christmas cookies. Yes, Christmas cookies. Michelle is the baker. I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure if she was still going to do that or not. But she said it. Michelle is the baker. We'll be having Christmas cookies, maybe some hot apple cider or, you know, coffee, tea, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Now let me see, when I go to use this punch, I want to do it. Oh, I still have remnants from the other one. I want to do it this way. Okay. So, stamp this. All right. Christmas cookies. Who knows? Maybe some holiday music. People always laugh at me when I do holiday music, but, you know, hey. Whatever, right? Okay, so this butterfly is fun. I'm only focusing on the big one because you stamp the butterfly and then you have other pieces that you stamp the color in. So let me just turn my wheel of color here. And let's do this. I'm just going to ink up the top. Let's see, we'll do the top, the darker Gorgeous Grape. And I'm in love with Gorgeous Grape because, ooh, that's dark. I don't know if I like that. Let's try this again. That's dark. We need to stamp off our Gorgeous Grape. I'm into Gorgeous Grape because it was one of the colors in the Paper Pumpkin this month. And if you all didn't see, I posted a picture of my haunted house that I created with the box, which was taken from, speaking of cookies, taken from a woman that makes gingerbread houses. And it was a pattern that she had posted online. Stampin' Up! Told us about it. And there. Ooh, that's dark. And Stampin' Up! Actually did a, there we go. That's cute. Did a video to kind of give you a quick explanation as to how it all goes together. I'm reaching over there because I have my Stampin' chamois to clean up as I go. Okay, so let's see. Purple and let's see. Where is my little turny thing? Here we go. My Granny Apple Green. But it's really cute, and it's a great way to use up the box and create something fun. Ooh, yes, love that. Oh, and there's a body that goes on this too, and I always forget about the body. Okay, so we're going to use, let me find my body. Ain't got no body. It's a little antenna too, but We're not going to use them. Okay, so here's the little body. I'm going to have some green on there. Sometimes I get so messy. I'm not normally a messy stamper, but sometimes you just got to get right in there. Okay, so here's our little body. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my punch. I'm not doing the one up above that because I only want the one. Now this is on our thick Whisper White cardstock, this little butterfly. So let me fit them into there. Okay. Here's another one. I'll throw that in my box. Here's our little butterfly. He looks good there. So speaking of Paper Pumpkin, if you're a subscriber, or maybe if you're not, now is the perfect time to sign up to get the upcoming boxes that are going to be kind of winter related. And I'm doing my next week's Facebook Live. It's going to be focusing on Paper Pumpkin alternative ideas, and I can't wait. I've already started working on some of them, and I think you're going to love them because this month's, which let me grab them, they're right here. This month's Paper Pumpkin was actually these cute little treat boxes. And, oh, my nose is itchy. And I don't know, was it 20 or 24 of them? But you create these fun little boxes. Aren't they cute? And it has a little clothespin on the top here. So this way here, kids won't have to like rip it apart and moms can save it. But look how cute they are. And I'm thinking these would be great even for Thanksgiving, to put at the Thanksgiving table. And where's my little house? I want to share my little house with you. Here he is. He's hiding. Here's the little house that I used a pattern online. And you can find it if you go down on this Facebook page. I have a link. And look at how cute it is. And I used the box to make this cute little haunted house. And this one here, it looks like they're tossing his head back and forth. See, he lost his head, but he's still got one. And the big magic hand is coming out from the moon. But how cute is that? And this little piece here on the bottom was just a piece of designer series paper that I put. But stinking cute. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you'll want to definitely sign up by the 10th of the month to get the upcoming next 2 months are going to be winter and holiday related. Next month is going to be cards, and the following month is going to be gift tags. So you're going to need all those, right? Holidays are coming. You're going to want to stock up on that. So definitely join me next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see what happens with Facebook Gods. And let me just show you some of the cards. Don't look at this one because I kind of smushed that, but I'm going to fix it. I'll be able to get that off and fix it. Here's some of the great cards I did. Just by cutting up your paper and just adding a small little embellishment or 2 or 3, you know, dimensionals mostly. And yeah, I think they all came out great. So what I want you to do is when you're finished here, get that designer series paper out, cut it at 4-4-4, 5 1/4, 5 1/4, and you'll have your little strips left, and get card making. And it doesn't have to be all involved. It just has to be whatever it is that you need it for, and simple stamping. So I hope you all enjoyed this short time with me. Oh, we're 40 minutes, so we're good. And I'd love to see what it is that you're stamping. If you like to stamp and you want to send out cards, I do have a group. And if you're interested in joining, we do a monthly swap group. We just started this month. We have 5 members so far. And you just send 1 card to someone on the list. You have to send it by the 20th of the month. I'll assign swap partners so that they're different. And we just rotate the partners. It's a great way to get a card in the mail rather than bills and junk. Like, how fun would it be to brighten up your day with the card? And I have some online classes coming up, so you'll want to check those out. I did update my online demonstrator website with my events coming up. The bingo's this Sunday. World Card Making Day is coming up. I have a framed picture art piece That's coming up, and lots more. Of course, the holidays are coming, so there's going to be a lot of holiday card classes as well. And if you can't make it to the in-person classes, just let me know. We'll turn it into a class in the mail for you, just as simple as that. So thanks so much, everybody. Be sure to share this. I hope you liked it. I hope you are inspired now to cut up your paper. And I hope you all have a great week. And I will see you back here, but in between too, with some fun Paper Pumpkin alternative ideas. And go sign up for Paper Pumpkin and check it out. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for sharing. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great night. I will see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye. As soon as I figure out how to stop. Bye.